Hello Capricorn Moon, and welcome to your prediction for the full moon in Aries happening 1 October. Stay tuned. Capricorn moons, I'm not gonna butter it for you. I mean, this is not the most, very nice. It's not the easiest moon energy to work with, but I know you guys, you are light workers, you are healers, you are conscious beings, you are doing the work, you know, and this doesn't mean you don't sometimes have a slip up. Sometimes you have a day or a month where you don't get to your rituals or, very nice, very nice. But the thing is, because you're doing the work and because you have been doing the work, I know that you can transmute any of this energy that is challenging. And along with challenges always comes the opportunity for us to grow, to transform, to truly see ourselves. And as you already know, I'm sure, Mars has been retrograding in Aries, the full moon's going to be in Aries, and Chiron is in Aries, Chiron representing our wounded healer, very nice. And so yes, there is a lot appearing that needs to be healed. There can be some collective flare-ups. We're definitely going to see some conflict highlighted around this time. Yeah, the news streams are not going to be looking pretty. They're going to be looking extra flared. And of course, people in your environments, people around you, they could be reacting in more aggressive ways. And the advice is that you should be assertive in response. And so this means you can set boundaries, you can be firm, you can be confident in what it is that you're seeing, you can be assertive. But you don't necessarily need to be aggressive, because people are going to be coming at you with aggressive energy. And again, sometimes you're going to slip and fall. That's okay. Maybe you react aggressively and then recognize that, see that, recognize the trigger, and ask yourself why that thing made you respond in that way. And then forgive yourself and move on, and then step into assertiveness. And I think especially for those of us who have been gendered as women, assertiveness is often misinterpreted as aggression. And women have not really been allowed to be assertive. Of course, this is changing. This is a changing world. And there are many spaces where assertive women are embraced and accepted. But there are more traditional spaces where it really is still not accepted at all. And I mean, just this last week I saw a course on Facebook which was for how to be a good housewife and how to run a household, and I'm going to leave that there. I mean, really. The other general energies that are coming up for you here is debt paid off. So this is a really great sign if those of you who are sitting in debt because of lockdown, it's a good sign that, you know, things are coming through, and, you know, maybe you've started a new job or started a new business and you're just starting to see things opening up again, and the possibility of getting rid of your debt is certainly available to you. Of course, you do need to take action, you do need to focus, you do need to be conscious about where it is you're allowing your money to flow, and you need to align those flowing channels with what it is you want to create in the world, right? Because I do think giving charitably is really important towards something that you feel is important to grow in this new world, and I don't think that that is a waste of your money, but perhaps there are certain things that are financially draining and just completely unnecessary, and I'm going to let you discern and decide what those things are. Because, for example, going for a weekly pedicure for some is categorized in self-love and self-care and is absolutely essential, and maybe you can't reach your feet and you need this self-love and self-care, but then for others this is something actually that is superfluous and you don't need to do. So it really just depends on who you are, but really just look at all those things in your life, look at where those money things are flowing, so that you can utilize this energy that's coming through for you to get rid of your debt. And for those of you who haven't considered living a debt-free life, maybe this is something that's coming up just to say to you, hey, this idea of living in debt, this is also part of the old system, the old way of thinking, and freeing ourselves of this kind of lifestyle really sets us free in so many different ways, and it's really not something that you need. You don't need the debt. Let's get rid of the debt. May we be free of that debt. And the other card coming through here is marriage. And a lot of cards have been coming up over the last 2 months in terms of general energies for new relationships, soulmate relationships, sacred unions. And this is the thing about this marriage card. It doesn't, and I really don't like to be so super traditional. Of course, it can mean someone's getting married. Maybe it's you, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's your parent getting remarried. It can mean it in that traditional sense. But of course, marriage is just a contract. And so maybe there is a business contract that you're starting up with someone who is on a soul journey with you, who is some kind of a soulmate. Because of course, soulmates are not always our romantic soulmates, and we have multiple soulmates as well. So this is the thing, it can mean a new business contract. Maybe you're signing a new contract that's going to help you pay off this debt. Maybe you are marrying into money and going to help you pay off the debt. But this is a really old school kind of definition. But I really hope that within this new relationship, this new union, whatever form it may take, that you will take an assertive yet loving approach. And just be very conscious about the kinds of boundaries that will be healthy for you. Because of course, putting yourself and your own emotional well-being first and foremost is not selfish, but yes, it is being centered within the self, self-centered, right? And the thing is, when you look after your own emotions, then you are a nicer person to be around. And that other person that you're going into a relationship with them must also look after their own emotions. And you must set your own boundaries. And then we can come together and support each other in these relationships, but not in a way where we are needy of the other person. You don't need that other person, but having that other person is wonderful, enriches your life. And so you must be that for that person as well. And so you must be that support for yourself and not rely on someone else for that support. In terms of the energies leading up to this full moon for you, we have the Seven of Pentacles with the Judgment card. And the Seven of Pentacles is talking about the importance of your rest, the importance of taking time out from your busy schedule in order for you to reflect on what you're doing, to check in with what you're doing, to check in with the fact, like asking, are these things aligning with what it is I want to create? And also just to honor your body, and also just to congratulate yourself and just go, wow, I've achieved this, I've achieved that, I've achieved this, I've achieved that. That's amazing. Pat yourself on the back. Give thanks, because of course you didn't do it alone. Give thanks to the people who supported you and helped you through it. And recheck in, knowing full well the work's not done. You've got to get back up after some rest. And just honoring that cycle, that time to reflect, that time to take some meditation, that time to have a tea break. And the thing is, if you can honor these cycles, there really is this incredible another layer, because, the thing about awakening thing about awakening is there is always more to awaken to. There are always more layers to peel back. There's always more light that can be shone in spaces where there's ignorance. And this is the thing about the universe and expansion. There is so much. We cannot possibly shine the light into every corner of ignorance, even in one lifetime. It's not possible. And so we must accept that there are always going to be things that we don't understand and can learn about and can deepen our understanding about. And so I don't want you to be insulted when I say there is this possibility of great awakening for you at this time, but you really do need to honor that resting cycle, because if you're going to just work, you're not going to be able to access that awakening. And so in my previous explanation of you having multiple awakenings, this is not to say that you haven't already had great awakenings. I think you've had more than one already. And so it's not this thing of going, oh well, but I'm already awakened. There's always more to awaken to. There is always more knowledge to download. There is always more to tap into, more expansion. And so this Judgment card is a really, really powerful card, and it is the spirits surrounding you, calling you to this next awakening, and calling you to take that time to tap in, and calling you to continue doing this work, to continue honoring yourself. And then in terms of what's coming through for you over this full moon, we have the Hangman with the Fool card. And the Hangman is talking about a period where you kind of feel like a handbrake's kind of been pulled up. Like, oh, I was like getting some nice momentum, and now there's kind of this wall. And I kind of feel like, oh, I want to move. I want to get going. But it's a little bit stuck right now. It's a little bit, things are up in the air. Things are not moving. And I want you to recognize this moment when it appears, and maybe it's going to appear more than once, but it really is going to be kind of highlighted over this full moon time. And I want you to take this as a blessing, to reevaluate, to check in, and to take time to shift your perspective, to shift the way you're seeing things. Look at things from a different angle. Look at things from a different point of view. And what this is going to result in is a brand new beginning, a brand new cycle. And this brand new cycle, I'm really feeling, it's not necessarily that you're going in a completely different direction, but you're looking at things from a different point of view, which completely alters the kind of energy you put into things, and completely alters Right now I'm just getting all the feeling and not the words. It completely alters the way you move through the world. And the thing is, you know, you can approach this in a different way. You can have this handbrake and have this wall come up and go, oh no, and then you can sit in the worry mind and you can stress. And it's okay to go there for a little while. But then we need to dilute that, and we need to bring ourselves to the space of silence, and we need to recenter ourselves within ourselves and in truth. And you can also start a different cycle. You can start a cycle of more anxiety. You can start a cycle of many dark twists and turns. And the thing is, both of these things are available to you right now. And this is the thing about the Fool card. And this is the thing about the new cycle. We don't necessarily have all of the tools yet for this new cycle. And so there's a learning process involved. And so sometimes we're going to make mistakes. Sometimes we're going to stumble and fall a little bit. But that's okay. We learn. We pick ourselves up. And then we shift. And so I don't want you to think that this cycle is just necessarily all rainbows and butterflies. You know, I'm not going to tell you that it's all fluffy unicorns. There are some darker elements. There are some people who don't have your best interests at heart. And this is why it's so important for you to be meditating and tapping into those divine intuitive spaces, so that you can discern, so that you can feel, so that you can perceive the energy with which people are approaching you, so that you can see the truth of the situations. And this is why when you have that handbrake come up and everything kind of hits a standstill and you go, oh, but I need to be moving forward, this is the moment for you to go, where is my truth? Where is my truth? Powerful stuff, guys. I really hope you're tapping in. I really hope you are being conscious about the choices you're making over this full moon, because there are those challenges coming through. There is going to be the turmoil around you. Are you choosing to be the eye of the storm? The calm within the chaos? It's your choice. And then in terms of what's unfolding for you after this full moon, things are going to speed up a little bit. Things are going to pick up pace. And the thing is, you can completely run with this, or you can continue to follow the previous advice in terms of allow the resting cycles. Recognize when you're feeling tired. Recognize when it's time to turn in. Recognize how much more powerful you are when you are seeking that balance between rest, work, play, spirituality. All of these different aspects which are equally important to each other. Because if you're going to just run with it, you're going to gain a lot of success and a lot of momentum in the workspace, but you're going to lose traction in terms of the self-healing work. And you have a lot of opportunity to completely release a lot of childhood trauma at this time if you keep tapping in. Because while things are running in the workspace, if you get too caught up in that, you're also going to fall into those aggressive patterns again. Those reaction patterns opposed to response patterns. So I hope you're going to continue to tap in, and I hope you're going to take the opportunities to recognize some of the childhood stuff that is appearing to you in the moment when it happens, because it's going to happen even in your daily activity. It's going to happen when you're looking at your own kids, or when you're with your friends, or when you're with your partner, and you're going to recognize those patterns. And you can recognize them immediately, and you can take that immediate opportunity to go, oh, I see the way I want to react right now, and it's because of this thing that happened in my past, and I let it go. I forgive, I let go. And so if you guys are watching before the 22nd, I'd really love it if you joined me for a healing, forgive and release ceremony, which will be on the 22nd of September, which is the equinox. And yeah, this is going to be quite an amazing space, and I'd just love to have your beautiful energy there. Of course, the more of us we have in that space together, the more energy we generate, and the more of that can flow out into the world. And this is really what it's about, right? This is going to happen live on my Facebook page. Please check out the links below if you're interested. And I'd really love to hear from you guys about what awakening you're moving through right now, what realizations you're tapping into right now. I'd really love for this to be an interactive space, so please let me know. Even let me know if this resonates with you. I'd really love to just hear some response. If it did resonate and you enjoyed it, please do hit like, please hit subscribe. This is how you can help me to produce more of this content and continue with this work. And yeah, I do a live session on Instagram every week, which is every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. That's GMT +2 South African time. And yeah, this is a live and interactive space. I'm doing short readings for people. Sometimes I'm doing different formats. It's quite playful, and I'd really love to interact with you there. And yeah, guys, thank you for being on this healing journey. I really am honored to have you here. With love.